From the Lakeland Center in Lakeland, Florida, Sports Channel Florida is proud to present the 1998-99 Florida High School Activities Association Boys Basketball State Championship. Tonight, it's the Wolfpack of Wolfson taking on the Hurricanes from Gainesville for the Class 5A title game. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Todd Callis along with Brad Greenberg. Glad you could join us. We're really looking forward to this next matchup in 5A. And Brad, in A and 3A, we saw the number one ranked team in those classes win. With all due respect to Boca Ciego, ranked number one in 5A, a lot of people think these are the two best in this class.
Well, these teams are really strong, deep squads. Wolfson, they're concerned about the press. Gainesville can really put pressure on full court. Gainesville has to be concerned about Wolfson's ability to change defenses. They'll need some smart players reading defenses and reacting accordingly.
The road to Lakeland for Gainesville looks like this as we see their path through the state tournament bracket.
But you can see the opener was pretty easy. Got a little more difficult as they progressed. Gainesville is such a balanced and deep team. Tonight, we're really going to get a chance to see some terrific players vying for a state championship.
Looking for a repeat of 30 years ago when they won the state title in '69. One of their key players, Orion Green.
Gainesville's Orion Green is an outstanding two-guard prospect. He's a junior. He has a very good feel for the game. He's a good ball handler. He can shoot the three. He works very hard at the defensive end. Coach Anthony Long has a complete player in Orion Green.
Let's take a look at the path to Lakeland for Jacksonville Wolfson.
Again, not that much difficulty in getting here. A couple of close ones early, Palatka and Rutherford, but this team is strong, and they put away St. Thomas Aquinas yesterday to have a chance today to win the title.
Everyone knows about their star, Kenny Walker. You think a key's going to be another guy, Marcus Washington.
I was real impressed with Marcus Washington yesterday. He started the basketball season averaging 25 points per game for Fletcher High School, joined the Wolfson squad around the New Year when his family moved into that town. He's a playmaker who directs traffic at both ends of the floor for Coach Bruce Rosebrock.
1A and 3A were great comfort behind games. We're expecting an outstanding matchup in 5A. Come on back and join us for the tip-off right after this on Sports Channel. The Florida High School Activities Association on Sports Channel is being brought to you in part by Dairy Farmers Incorporated. Got milk? And by Hip Health Plan of Florida. Affordable, quality health care is never a thing of the past. Welcome back to the Lakeland Center. We are getting ready for the Class 5A championship between the Wolfson Wolfpack out of Jacksonville and the Gainesville Hurricanes. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. First of all, for the Gainesville Hurricanes. You see, starting off with Melvin McCray, a senior guard. They start 2 seniors and 3 juniors. Orion Green, outstanding player at another guard spot. And you have Gerald Fields, Chris Benson, and Jerry Edwards rounding out your starting 5 for the Hurricanes. For Wolfson, Marcus Washington is a 5'9 senior. They start 4 seniors and a freshman. Aaron Smith, 5'8 senior. Garrick Nicholson, 6'7. Antonio Lawrence, the freshman, at 6'4", and the senior, the key player, Kenny Walker, 6'10" senior, heading to Alabama next year. Head coach for the Wolfson Wolfpack, Bruce Rosebrock, in his 7th year, a record of 155 and 62 in the middle of the huddle for the Wolfpack. On the other side, for the Gainesville Hurricanes, Anthony Long, in his 4th year, has really turned the program around. Started out 7-21 his first year. He's now all the way up to a record of 81 and 40 in his 4th year at Gainesville. This is one you've really been looking forward to.
Both of these teams played very well in the semifinal game. Wolfson having to do it without Kenny Walker for the majority of the game. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what a Wolfson team looks like at full strength for 32 minutes. But Gainesville was maybe the most impressive team I saw in all the semifinal games. They are a balanced team, a well-rounded team, a well-coached team, and Orion Green is something special.
Wolfson wins the dip. Wolfson is wearing the white with the navy and the scarlet. The Gainesville Hurricanes in the purple and dark uniform. Bounce pass down low is taken away. Barry Edwards.
Look at this matchup right here. We got Orion Green head-to-head with Antonio Lawrence, two of the better underclassmen players in the state.
Outside for a three-point attempt. Edwards buries it, and Gainesville's on the board 3-0.
Gainesville has a team with 5 players averaging double figures, so they are a very balanced squad.
Baseline jump shot, front rim no good, taken by Nicholson. Here's Kenny Walker, left-hand shot no good, and Gainesville comes down with a loose ball. Orion Green called for traveling. Turnover back to Wolfson. Central Florida officials in this game out of Orlando, Kerry Fields, Jim Hartle, and Lee McCain. Number 2 versus number 3 in Class 5A. Wolfson swings it outside. The ball goes through the hands and out of bounds. Last touch by the freshman Antonio Lawrence. Turnover back to Gainesville.
An outstanding backcourt for Gainesville. Orion Green, Melvin McCray, two very competitive players who play defense, are physical, and have a variety of ways to score off the dribble or with jumping.
McCray dribbling with the left hand. 6'1" senior, second on the team in scoring. Behind Chris Benson, balanced scoring. Fields looks for help, throws the ball out of bounds.
Fields rushed after tripping or falling down. Afraid he might get called for a walk. He just wanted to get rid of that ball quickly, but wasn't able to find Benson. But there's a steal and another bucket.
Chris Benson puts Gainesville ahead 5-0. Back the other way quickly. That's the freshman Antonio Lawrence.
Nice job breaking the press that time, moving the ball without dribbling it. Finding something in the middle and then kicking it up front. They're going to have to make sharp, crisp passes against this Gainesville press.
One publication nationally ranked Antonio Lawrence the best freshman not only in the state of Florida, but in the entire country. Here's a steal. The ball's loose, though, and Gainesville's going to get it back. A near steal by Wolfson. Aaron Smith, the senior, getting a start tonight. Did not start the semifinal game. Baseline shot is good by Benson. He has 4.
That last loose ball situation by half court, Melvin McCray hurt his arm. He's holding it. Let's see if it's a factor. His left arm, he seems to be worried about it right now.
Three-pointer, Lawrence, no good. Strong rebound by the Hurricane. Terry Edwards gets it ahead. Orion Green gets fouled. Now we'll take a look at number 3 for Gainesville, see if McCray is okay. You can see him favoring the left arm.
He was holding his wrist, flexing his hand right there, so I don't know whether he got hit in a funny bone and he's just numb or he's actually injured, but their trainer's looking it over.
Leroy Powers into the game for Gainesville to replace him. Jump shot from beyond the free throw line, no good from Jerry Edwards. Here comes Wolfson, trailing early 7-2. Aaron Smith, senior guard, swings the right side to the lone freshman Antonio Lawrence, although Lawrence is usually joined in the starting lineup by Will Holloman, another freshman. Holloman not starting this championship game.
Aaron Smith getting the start. He had been a 2-year starter when Marcus Washington joined the squad in January. Aaron Smith, a real team player, all of a sudden got moved to the bench and handled it so well. Those 3 shots up front were the key to the chemistry that team developing. The unselfishness of an Aaron Smith.
Lawrence goes up for the shot, gets fouled by Orion Green. And Lawrence goes to the free throw line where he shoots 64%.
Antonio Lawrence, 6'4" freshman, averaged 21 points per game. An aggressive offensive player. At times he gets a little out of control because he's so aggressive, but that's not a bad thing. You like to be able to just reel players in as opposed to having passive players that you've got to try to condition or train to get aggressive. So I'd rather have a guy who was bold and aggressive than a guy who was passive.
How about Lawrence leading the team in scoring with 21 points a game when he's got a senior forward, Kenny Walker, on the team who's going to Alabama. Walker averages 16 and was a non-factor in the semifinals. He was in foul trouble. 2 free throws by Lawrence has given the Wolfpack 4 points, and they're down by 3, and now a whistle and a foul called against Wolfson's Antonio Lawrence, his first.
Well, Lawrence has got his hands full tonight trying to contain Orion Green. Green is a tough player off the dribble, has a great feel for penetrating under control, and I'm sure he's going to try to school the freshman.
Shot is rejected by Walker. Here comes Lawrence. Look out. Antonio Lawrence with all 6 points for Wolfson. The Pack trailing by a single point early on in this Class 5A championship. Long three-pointer, front rim to no for McRae. Now the ball loose off of McRae, and the Wolfpack can take the lead. Timeout on the floor, 3:52 to go in this first quarter. It's Gainesville 7, Wolfson 6. Back with more in the 5A championship right after this. It's 7-6, halfway through the first quarter. The broadcast rights to tonight's telecast have been granted to Sports Channel by the Florida High School Activities Association solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction, transmission, or other use of this program without the express written consent of Sports Channel Florida is prohibited. Todd Callis with Brad Greenberg from Lakeland, Florida. Third game of 6. We've seen 2 great come-from-behind games in 1A and 3A. With both times the number 1 team in those classes coming out on top. Northwest Christian blew a 19-point fourth-quarter lead, ended up winning in overtime. Then in the 3A game, Cardinal Newman came from a 7-point halftime deficit to win the 3A championship. Both of those times, the teams were playing district rivals. Tonight, 2 teams from different areas. Jacksonville Wolfson taking on Gainesville in the 5A championship. And with 3:35 to go in the first, it's Gainesville leading by a point.
Well, McRae is back in, so that hand must be all right. Didn't affect him from launching about a 23-footer the last possession, so he must be fine, and that's a good sign for Gainesville.
Gerald Fields misses badly with a 3. Ian Scott is in the game for Gainesville. Ball is loose, body's down on the floor, and finally coming away with it is Kenny Walker. Aaron Smith will lead the team into the offensive end. Down low, Walker taps it back to Lawrence. His 3 is a little short. Battle for the loose ball. Garrett Nicholson coming down with it. Still has control, but now he loses it. Big number 55, Ian Scott. Now a foul rejected on the other side. Orion Green is blocked by Walker.
Terrific block by Walker. Full extension. Get it out of here.
He seems to like to push the tempo. Back we come with McRae. Green against Lawrence. Junior against the freshman, number 5, Orion Green. Benson, nice bounce pass though. Maybe an extra pass going for Scott with Slim Gervais. And Wolfson comes up with the steal.
Gerald Fields got a nice feel for passing, but that time, as you just mentioned, might have been a better decision to just go and score. Antonio Lawrence, second and third effort for the tapping.
Lawrence with 8 points, all 8 points for Wolfson, and they have their first lead. The Pack taking Gainesville early on, 8-7 with a minute 45 to go in the first. But now Gainesville has the lead back as McRae takes the alley with Hughes.
Nice set play and a nice pass from Ian Scott over the top of McRae to just drop it home.
Quickly the other way, 2-on-1. Walker off the backboard and no gets his own rebound. It's loose. Lawrence goes up strong and he'll get the charging foul. Second foul on Lawrence. We're early in the first quarter. Oh, we're going to get a change, a reversal in that call.
We've got conflicting calls right here, so we'll now have dueling referees at half court to see who gets the call.
Harry Fields to the left of your screen called it a charge. Lee McCain, the trail official, as they walk towards the scorer's table, called it a block.
Well, you know, one coach is going to be unhappy at the end of this debate.
If it's the charging call, Lawrence has two, and that would be a big foul against Wolfson. Sorting it out at the scorer's table.
I think they're calling a double foul or some sort of offsetting penalty, which means a jump situation, a jump ball situation. As a result, possession arrow gives the ball to Gainesville.
Let's see the double foul. That's an unusual call. You don't see
it. Sure is. Looked like he had position right there, so that foul actually hurt Gainesville. Gerald Fields with a foul. Only his first. For Antonio Lawrence, that's his second.
And he takes a seat. He gets a word of encouragement from one of the fans from the Wolfpack. Well, Lawrence takes the seat with 8 points. That's all the points for Wolfson.
Who's going to score now that he's out?
How about the guy going to Alabama? Number 42, Kenny Walker. We haven't heard from him yet. Gainesville with the basketball. Burnell Brown for the first time into the game. Burnell is a 5'8" sophomore. Swings the right side to Benson. Benson gets it outside for McCray. McCray is fouled by Marcus Washington.
Marcus Washington is a tough defender. If they go zone, we'll try to isolate on him in their 1-3-1 zone where he has the responsibility of covering the basket area sometimes, depending on where that ball is, and often has to battle much bigger and heavier people. And in their semifinal win, he was a terror of digging around the basket and pushing bigger people away from the ball. So really a feisty little guy.
Got down low. Couldn't stop him in the lane when he gets momentum. 3-point lead for Gainesville. Ian Scott with his first 2 points.
The floor shakes when he runs up and down the floor.
Double team passes to Walker, swinging outside. This is Holloman, the other freshman. He buries the three just off the bench.
Aren't these young guys supposed to be a little nervous here in the state championship game?
The freshmen have all 11 points for Wolfson. We're tied at 11. You would think there would be some jitters from the young kids, but if anything, it's the rest of the team that might be feeling it. As the freshmen have scored 100% of the Wolfpack points, now the ball knocked out of bounds, it'll stay with Gainesville.
Remember the days when Al McGuire, the very famous college coach at Marquette, used to say the best thing about sophomores is they become juniors? What would he be thinking now, seeing freshmen out there doing it all?
Oh, the Ivy League think without freshmen being allowed to play for a while in the past. Here's a shot, no good, and the rebound to the Wolfpack right at the horn, ending the first quarter. Good first quarter back and forth. The Wolfpack 11, the Hurricanes 11, all tied up in the Class 5A championship. Back with more on Sports Channel Florida, the home of the FHSA Championship. In the Class 5A Championship back at the Lakeland Center, Todd Tallis and Brad Greenberg. Stay tuned for more Sports Channel coverage of the FHSA basketball finals coming up at 7 o'clock. The Class 2A Championship, two teams very familiar with each other. Tampa Prep taking on Fort St. Joe on Sports Channel Florida. Remember, that's your home for high school basketball in Florida. 11-11 as we start the second quarter. Wolfson will trigger with the inbound. Washington gets it into Walker. Pass down low, deflected and regained by Jared Nicholson. Nicholson at the free throw line. His shot is blocked, but a foul called on Gerald Fields, his second.
Fields trying to challenge Nicholson's free throw jumper. Gets a little bit of an arm and a little bit of a body, and as a result, Nicholson goes to the line. There you see him. Got him on that arm as he was about to release it. Nicholson's a great story. 3.7 GPA. This is a student athlete. athlete right here from a military family, has traveled around, lived a number of places, but this is a disciplined young man who's doing it on the floor and in the classroom.
Eric playing in his final high school game. 70% free throw shooter, missed the first. Second one is perfect. So Wolfson has the lead, 12-11. Quickly comes the Hurricanes back to Gainesville. Ranked number 2 in Class 5A. Wolfson ranked number 3 in 5A. Both teams impressive in their semifinal wins to get to the championship. Scott, one-hand pass to Benson, wide open look, front rim. Big rebound by Nicholson. Wolfson with the basketball and the lead.
Well-executed play by Gainesville. Got Benson a good look from 3, but he was short. You don't want to miss short. You want to miss long, if anything. Give yourself a chance to knock in field goals.
Walker around and out. Tip up, no. Washington kicks it back outside for a 3 attempt, no. Walker put back, no. Rebound Gainesville.
Gainesville dodged the ball right there. Kenny Walker, a point-blank tap-in opportunity.
So Melvin McRae to the offense to Ian Scott between the circles. Swinging for a 3 attempt by Edwards, no good. Rebound to Aaron Smith at 5'8". Smith into the offensive end. Gets it back from the freshman Holloman. Swing it to Washington. His pass is deflected and stolen. 2-on-1 now. Green to the hole himself. Orion Green with the basket. Gainesville back on top by a point.
Gainesville needs to score to set up their press. Both teams excellent defensively to open this ball game. Look at that ball moving against the press. Terrific job by Wolfson.
Holloman looks down low for Walker. Good defense by Scott to tip the pass away. Quickly the other way. Green to McRae for 2.
Nice play, 2-on-1. Orion Green to McRae. Marcus Washington tried to make a defensive play, and here we got another pressure situation in the backcourt. Almost a steal by Orion Green.
Green had 8 steals in the semifinal victory when Gainesville defeated 4th-ranked Port St. Lucie by 20.
Coach Anthony Long subbing guys in and out to stay fresh. Nice little 2-on-1 break, and McRae can fly and finish near the hole.
Pass into Benson. He'll try a 3 right away and hit it.
That's a little better. They don't want to hit front rim that time. He barely hit net.
Chris Benson was 7, another near turnover. The ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Gainesville. So Gainesville on a little run here. Wolfson was leading 12-11. Gainesville scored the last 7 points to lead it by 6. And back comes the freshman Antonio Lawrence, who took 8 of his team's first 13 shots in that first quarter.
Wolfson has to get the ball up the floor and attack this press. You can't just play against it passively.
Ball stolen again. This time McRae. McRae travels on the 3-on-2 break.
McRae's got to just come to an easy stop and either pull up or make that play, but he's just shuffling his feet a little bit too quickly, trying to make the play. A little bit too much mustard.
The Gainesville Hurricanes, 30 years ago, won the state championship. In 1969, they were state champs. Anthony Long, who you see there in the middle of the huddle, just turned 30. He hopes that is the magic formula for Gainesville to win tonight. At this time, we want to acknowledge that Dodge and your local Dodge dealers are proud to support high school athletics. Dodge is the official vehicle of the Florida High School Activities Association. Check out the new Dodge at your local Dodge dealer today. In that crowd from Gainesville, Dean Bass, Eddie McShann, the 2 captains for the 1969 team, making it all the way back 30 years later to watch this Gainesville team try and repeat their first trip back to the Final Four. Since then, shot is missed as Fields lost control of the ball going up.
Nice play on the break, though. Burnell Brown, you'll see him dish the ball off to Chris Benson, and Benson makes the extra pass, and a normally sure-handed Gerald Field has the ball just slide out of his grip, and almost guaranteed 2 points. Does not happen. for Gainesville, but the Gainesville press is really causing problems right now for Wolfson. They have had trouble getting the ball over half court. At times they've moved the ball very crisply, but they've got to figure out a way to get the ball into the middle of the floor or throw over the top. Nicholson is wide open. They've got to look up ahead to him sometimes.
Lawrence for a three. Back ironing, no. Rebound loose, and Washington comes down with it for Wolfson. Another 3 attempt. Right wing. This time Holloman, the other freshman, with the try, and a foul underneath will go against Wolfson. Garrett Nicholson called for the clear out, his first. Team foul number 4 on the Wolfpack.
Well, Ian Scott, all 6'3", 280, blocked out Garrett Nicholson, and when Ian Scott blocks you out, you are not getting around him.
That's a lot of athletes to go around. Number 55 for Gainesville. Into the game for Wolfson, Brad Williams, 6'1" junior, seeing his first action. Orion Green into the offensive end. Driving, shooting, not getting the roll. Rebound to the pass.
Green's jumper didn't fall, but that is why he's a good player. The ability to shoot that pull-up off the dribble. Create your shot. Don't take it too far, but just take that short, middle game pull-up jumper.
Lob inside. Not a good pass by Lawrence the other way. Green handles a tough pass and makes the basket.
McCray looking to dish on that 3-on-2 fast break. Green catches a tough pass and is able to use his body control to finish on the other side.
Now a steal, but a foul call. Foul called on Gerald Field. That's going to be number 3 on the junior. So he'll need to take a seat with 4 minutes and 3 seconds to go in this first half. Almost came up with a clean steal.
And that hurts Gainesville. He is a key interior player. You'll see a nice little 3-on-2 right there. Green with the body control, able to go and reverse it. Still make a nice soft shot off the glass.
So the leading rebounder for the Hurricanes, Gerald Fields, takes a seat on the bench with 3 fouls. Lawrence threw a pick. Looks for Walker. Nice pass. Walker can't convert, but he gets the tip in.
Good second effort by Walker, Todd. And a nice shot getting up into the air quickly for that tackle.
First 2 points of the game from Walker. Wolfson trails by a half dozen. Gainesville with the basketball. Cornell Brown gets it to Scott. This is Orion Green. Green threw a Scott pick, had an opening, but couldn't convert the 3. Back comes the Wolfpack. Lawrence on the move. Antonio driving. Nice move to the glass.
Terrific move. Nice crossover dribble and a lean-in pull-up from about 5 feet. Very confident, aggressive move for the freshman.
10 points for Lawrence. Gainesville by 4. They led by 8, just 2 possessions ago. Now a reaching foul, not a smart foul, as Lawrence picks up number 3. You hear about freshman mistakes, so that might have been one of them right there.
Well, Antonio Lawrence, if there's a fault to his game, is he doesn't move his feet that well defensively. You saw in that play where he reached instead of continuing to try to slide and shuffle.
Lawrence picks up foul number 3. Timeout on the floor with 2:54 to go in the half. The score, Gainesville 20, Wolfson 16 in the 5A finals. We'll be back with more after this. SportsChannelFlorida.com. Gainesville 20, Wolfson 16, 2:54 to go in the first half. 5A championship from the Lakeland Center. 2 players out with 3 fouls in this first half. In the Wolfpack, Antonio Lawrence, who has 10 of the pack, 16 points. And for the Hurricanes from Gainesville, Gerald Fields sitting with 3. Here's a 3-point attempt by Benson and good off the inbound.
Once again, Ian Scott with a nice pass, this time as the inbounder, a set play, looking for Benson on the weak side corner. Well executed, and Benson completed the play.
For the biggest lead of the game, Melvin McCray gets the roll. 9-point lead for the Hurricanes. And their defensive pressure is like a hurricane, right?
It's the guy they got to throw to. Garrett Nicholson is wide open up the floor. You've got to get the ball out of the backcourt at least. You're going to turn it over in the front court, not in the backcourt.
The fans from Gainesville on their feet, cheering on their Hurricanes as Wolfson is fallen behind by 9 points, heading to the 2-minute mark Less than the half. Field goal percentage big time in the favor of Gainesville. Nice save there by Smith. Although the Gainesville bench body is on the baseline. Shot no good by Walker. Rebound to Gainesville. Hurricanes starting to take control. Three. Over Walker. That's the pull-up we talked about. He missed that first one, but there, the ability to just stop and pull up and shoot your short jumper. When you beat one defender, you don't have to try to beat a second and a third on the same play. Either pull up and shoot it or pull up and make a pass. Foul called against Benson, his first. Here you see Orion Green showing you a feel for the game. A guy who understands how to play the game and makes it easy. You don't have to try to challenge a big guy and go all the way to the hole and try to score over him. Pull up before you can get into the defensive play. He's going a nice run of 7-0. Wolfson trying to break that in the offensive set. Aaron Smith, the senior, directs traffic. To Marcus Washington, another senior. 5'8" and 5 pounds for those two guys. Here's Washington. Gainesville played an outstanding defensive first half. Walker's been held to just 2 points. Washington from 3 buries it. Big basket for the Wolfpack. Average 25 a game for Fletcher. Averages 12 a game for Wolfson. A little mid-season trade. Wolfson back to within 8. Green double team, finds an open man. Benson's not afraid to hit a 3-shot, but he misses that one. Gets his own rebound though. Thinks about dialing it up again, but now they're reset. 38 and counting. Edwards, out of control a little bit, has his pass stolen. Wolfson down 8 with the basketball. 25 seconds in the half. At halftime, we will hear Brad Greenberg talk to the coach of the 3A champions. Who? Along with staff. Oh, me. Highlights. You'll be there. You'll be there. Stats and highlights of this game as well. Cardinal Newman winning the 3A championship. We'll hear from Murray Smith. Washington, 3-pointers, no good. Rebound, Gainesville. Can't get a shot off before the buzzer, so we're heading to halftime. And a good first half for the Gainesville Hurricanes and Coach Anthony Long. They lead at halftime by the score of 27-19 in the Class 5A championship. Back with our halftime stats and interviews. Right after this, you're watching Sports Channel Florida. Back at halftime in the 5A championship between Wolfson and Gainesville. Earlier in Class 3A, good battle between Pope John Paul II and Cardinal Newman. Newman came out on top. Here's the head coach with Brad Greenberg. Thanks, Todd. With a nice little crossover dribble. He is creative off the dribble. He has the range. He has got a scorer's game. For Gainesville, Chris Benson had 4 field goals in the first half, 2 of them 3-pointers. And on that nice out-of-bounds play from under the basket, Ian Scott found him for a wide-open tray. We talked about defense. As we take a look at the halftime statistics, you can see it in the field goal percentage for Wolfson. 7 for 24 is not going to get it done in a championship game. You've got to find a way to get some easier field goals. Gainesville 12 for 27. A number of them easier shots as a result of getting turnovers, creating them to fast break opportunities. Wolfson is doing a nice job on the boards, dominating the glass so far, 20-7. Individual scorers at the half. Wolfson is led by Antonio Lawrence, the freshman, with 10 points, but he's in foul trouble with 3. Chris Benson has 10 on the other side for Gainesville, 6 each for Melvin McCray and Orion Green. Kenny Walker, as you see, heading to Alabama next year, only had 2 points on 1 for 7 from the field. 8-point Gainesville lead. We'll come back right after this on Sports Channel. The second half from the Lakeland Center. Glad you could join us for championship game number 3 of 6. In the 5A title game, it's the Gainesville Hurricanes leading the Wolfpack out of Wolfson 27-19 at the half. A key player for Wolfson in the second half. Their freshman Antonio Lawrence playing with 3 fouls. He does have 10 points, but he has to be very careful out there. Well, Gainesville will attack him
at the defensive end. Orion Green was able to draw 2 fouls trying to penetrate against Antonio Lawrence, so he's got to be a much smarter defensive player this half if he wants to stay on the floor and score more points.
2 quarters of 8 minutes apiece. All that separates us between the 5A state title winner. Gainesville has an 8-point advantage at the break. Starting the second half with a 3-point attempt by Green, no good. Benson shot is blocked. Green comes back in and gets fouled.
You know, Benson's done a real nice job picking up some offensive rebound on the weak side. Got a nice feel for getting to a good offensive rebound position. We'll see it right here. Picks up the loose ball, tries to score over Kenny Walker. Actually, Garrett Nicholson, not a good decision, but Orion Green picks up the loose ball up the lane and is able to draw some contact.
Nicholson going for another block of Green that time. Picked up his second foul. Green missed the free throw. Orion had 6 first-half points, 24 in the semifinal win for Gainesville over Port St. Lucie. Second one no good. Nicholson with the rebound. Here comes Wolfson, trailing by 8. Just underway in the second half. Lawrence is playing with 3 fouls. He wears number 13 on the left wing. Look down low for Walker. Goes up strong and gets fouled. Kenny Walker was 1 for 7 in the first half. If his team's to win a state title, he's going to have to step up.
Aaron Smith made a nice little penetration move and is able to dish. Here's him fake the pass into the post, penetrate on Benson. Nice dish off, good timing for Walker to catch it on the move towards the basket and able to draw some contact himself and get to the line where when you're struggling to score from the field, it's always a good thing to try to get to the line. See that ball going in the basket a few times again, or either that or get out on a breakaway layup so you have a chance to dunk one, but it's real good for your mind to just see that ball going through the hoop when you've been struggling to get it through the hoop from the field.
Walker, 71% free throw shooter, misses 2. The putback, no. The rebound, no. And Gainesville comes away. Orion Green has his pass deflected out of bounds.
Wolfson has missed an awful lot of shots around the basket. We've been praising Gainesville's defense, but they've had some rough luck, Wolfson that is, in making field goals that are definitely makeable right around the hoop.
Bruce Rosebrock hasn't seen that happen very often this season. His team coming in with a 31-3 record. Gainesville coming in at 27-5. Only one of those losses in state. They lost to Gainesville Eastside earlier this year. That game, good ball game during the season. Eastside and Gainesville played 3 times. Eastside winning the one game, 70-62. Third time, they went double overtime before Gainesville came away on top. Minute 19 into the second half, no one has scored yet. Benson will try and change that. No good with the 3. Ian Scott goes up and has the ball knocked out of bounds by Washington.
Marcus Washington, he is so tricky along the baseline, quick and active and tough. Seems to always get in plays. Look at that look at right now. Amongst the trees, and watch how quick. Look at him move. Swipe in there with those hands. He is a feisty defender. You've got to be a tough guy to be able to battle inside, giving up about 6 inches and about 50 pounds.
Washington went into that play with Ian Scott weighing 150. Ian Scott weighs 280.
Enough said.
130 pounds. That's 130 pounds. That's 2 of Marcus Washington's you can fit into Ian Scott.
Ian Scott's calves are bigger than Marcus Washington's waist.
Scott's on the outside. Instead the lob inside for Orion Green. No good. Green tried to sky with the slam, but the pass was behind him. Now Aaron Smith, Eddie senior guard, takes the team into the offensive end. Gets it back from Lawrence on a tough pass. Washington baseline back outside for Smith. Lawrence tries the 3. No good. Scott tips it away and gets it to Orion Green. Green, 3 on 1. And here's the tray.
Terrific basketball play right there. Exciting defense. Good job, Orion Green. Pushed the ball up the floor. He ran around Antonio Lawrence, who went after a steal at half court and was able to just dish it off to the tray. And there's Lawrence's answer.
Lawrence finally got a clean look. Buries the three. He has 13, his first points here in the second half. 7-point game. Gainesville with the lead and the basketball. The big man in. Scott gets rejected at the putback. Very nicely done by Gainesville's Jerry Edwards.
Wolfson has to be careful. Gainesville's on the verge of really opening up this game.
Lawrence. Watch Nicholson. Spinning, shooting. Good touch by the lefty.
Nice play by Nicholson. Little spin dribble move in the lane. Soft touch for that left-hander. He's got a nice soft touch on those short-range turnaround jumpers.
He's playing his final high school game. He's a senior, 6'7", Derek Nicholson. Benson open for a three, buries it. Third three-pointer of the game for Chris Benson.
And another nice pass by Ian Scott. He has done a terrific job feeding the ball.
Nicholson stripped from behind by Melvin McCray. Every time Wolfson thinks they have an advantage, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 3-on-1, the Hurricanes come back quickly defensively.
They work very hard, and I'm real impressed with the passing ability. There's Ian Scott finding Benson open in the corner, his favorite spot to let fly some three balls.
Scott was third on the team this season in assists per game. The big man can dish.
Both of the big men on their team can pass. Gerald Fields also showed some terrific passing ability yesterday. We just saw Kenny Walker finally hit a jump shot, turnaround jumper up the lane. So maybe that'll open things up for Kenny Walker at the offensive end.
See if that gets him going. His Wolfson team down by 8 in the White Union. Gainesville with the ball. Edwards. Swinging through Fields, who's playing with 3 fouls. Now they're back outside with Leroy Powers. Powers is senior. Almost has the pass stolen. Nice job to save it by Edwards. This is Fields. Needs help. Gets it from Green. Good defensive set by Wolfson.
And Wolfson's doing a nice job defensively here, but you also see how Gainesville, a smart team, executes offensively. They don't turn it over.
2 good looks at the basket. Gainesville can't get at the ball. So Wolfson with the basketball down 8. Aaron Smith to an open three-pointer by Lawrence. No good. Back comes Green. Green 3-on-2 all the way up sophomore and Green.
Notice how he had his head up the whole time looking for teammates. Terrific play, under control.
Walker for Washington. Wolfpack down 10 and a foul right there called against Leroy Powers. Getting Washington with the body. Second foul against Gainesville this half. First foul against Powers. Timeout on the floor. 3:16 to go. Third quarter of the 5A state final. It's Gainesville 36, Wolfson 26. Back with more after this.
Main Street Betting and Food Time.
Remember to tune into Sports Channel Florida this Friday, March the 12th, for Hurricanes baseball action. The Canes host the Princeton Tigers in this week's matchup. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock exclusively on Sports Channel. 3:16 to go, third quarter. Gainesville has led most of the way. Orion Green has been one of the stars, and this is one guy, Brad, that you're as impressed with as anyone this season.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Orion Green. He is a complete basketball player. What I would refer to as a winning player. Does a lot of subtle things that enable his team to win. Here we'll see him bring the ball up and run the offense. Not just looking for himself, always trying to execute and help his teammates out at both ends of the floor.
And Anthony Long, the head coach of Gainesville, has him for one more year. Nicholson on the other end with a basket has 5 points. Wolfson down 8. The Wolfpack can't close to within 5. They've been stuck on 6 or 8 the last few minutes. Shot is no good, but Green's there for the loose ball. Tipped away and now stolen. Stealing the ball is Will Holloman. He gets it to his other backcourt mate, Marcus Washington. Chance to get it back to 6, maybe 5 with a 3. Holloman thinks about a 3. Washington drives baseline. Holloman open for a 3, takes it inside instead. Now sets the offense up once again. Roscoe Walker His pass back out of bounds.
Wolfson worked real hard to try to create an open shot. Good patience, solid ball movement. Kenny Walker trying to tap it back out when he saw some pressure around him. But you have to give Gainesville defensively some tremendous credit. They were actually, contesting almost every pass. Wolfson could not get an open look.
Benson has an open three. He is on fire. Chris Benson scores three. He has 16 points. Gainesville with a 9-point lead. Back the other way. Quick basket by Derek Nicholson.
Love to make that little spin move for his turnaround jumper.
Nicholson with 7. The Hurricanes into the offensive end. Did Benson hit his fifth? Yes! Chris Benson turning it on. 19 points.
He's on fire.
Quickly, Lawrence to Nicholson. No. Walker fights for the loose ball. And the Hurricanes of Gainesville have ahead of the floor. Layup is good. Jerry Edwards gives Gainesville biggest lead, 14 points. 44-30 Hurricanes. Steal, three, make it 16. The Hurricanes going nuts. Their fans from Gainesville thinking about their first championship since 1969. A 16-point lead with 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Defense, defense, defense.
That's exactly it, Todd. You hit it on the head. This team is passionate about locking people up. They do not let you penetrate off the dribble. They challenge shots. They help out when it goes inside. You have got to give Anthony Long tremendous credit. He has trained this Gainesville Purple Hurricane team to contest, deny, defend. They cover people. Look at that steal right there. Benson going for it and alertly knowing he has another player behind him in that defense. Finding Orion Green for that little short pull-up.
Chris Benson's hit 5 3-pointers, has 19 points, doing the job defensively. And along with Orion Green, he's been leading the way for the Hurricanes to a 16-point cushion. Wolfson, a very solid team, hasn't been behind by 16 points, if at all, this season. 31-3 coming in. We're the Wolfpack. Trap in the backcourt. Washington throws it ahead to Aaron Smith. To Nicholson. Washington had a look, goes inside. Walker with the easy basket. Quickly to the hoop and a nice pass by Washington.
Nice ball movement that time by Wolfson. They've got to work so hard just to complete passes and get shots.
Now Wolfson with a steal. And a foul with 8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The 3 losses this year by Jacksonville Wolfson. 4 points to a team from Simi Valley in California. 3 points to a team from Louisville, Ballard, and 2 points to Jackson. So they have never been behind by this margin, you would think. 14-point deficit right now.
Well, Simi Valley and Louisville Ballard, 2 of the traditional basketball powers in the country. So this is a team that hasn't dodged any competition. Bruce Rosebrock wants his team to get the opportunity to play some tremendous competition. He's done that this year, and the fact that they're 31-3 is a real statement about the quality of this team.
Big win over Clay County out of Kentucky this year. Here they come the other way, but it's a huge shot with the steal. 4-on-2, great look to three.
Ian Scott, great steal, under control, makes the pass. It's wonderful to see big people play under control and play unselfishly.
16-point lead, fourth quarter coming up.
Main Street Bedding and Futon Gallery has the highest quality bedding at prices that you won't lose any sleep over. We have comfort air adjustable bed.
In South Carolina, respectively, Team Bass and Eddie Mix The 30-year reunion of the title game could be completed with a championship in 99. But Wolfson wants to have something to say about that. The Pack down 16. We mentioned going into the break, the tough competition Wolfson played all year. They have never been down by this big a margin this late. Kenny Walker trying to do something about it. He has 6 points. Wolfson down by 14. Girls to the offense bench. Benson's dead money. Keep the cold, Chris. Number 6 for the 6'2 senior. He has 22. Back the other way. Walker against Scott. Elevates. Can't get it to go. Everything going the way for the Hurricanes tonight. The purple and black doing some celebrating. That one does not go, though, as Kenny Walker gets the board. Is outlet to Nicholson. Here comes Washington. Marcus brings it out to Smith, and they reset. 3 by Lawrence. No. Over McRae with the long rebound. Ray pounded by Washington. Benson. Double team. And now a foul call. Their timeout call. 22nd call by Anthony Long as his team was in some trouble.
The fans in the stands are calling for Benson to shoot every time he touches it. It looked like he almost was going to launch one from that left corner a second ago, but was wise enough to kick it back out top. But when you see long jumpers going in, fans love it. At this time, we would like to acknowledge the Gatorade as the official sports drink of the FHSAA Florida Finals. Gatorade is also proud to sponsor the FHSAA All-Academic Team. Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Is it in you?
The fans from Gainesville have waited 30 years for a state title. Not only have they not been to the Final Four since 1969, they have never won a tournament game in the playoffs since 1969. A complete turnaround by Anthony Long. And Chris Benson is making believers out of everyone in the house today. 7 threes. He has 25. We may be nearing a state record with 3-pointers. Back the other way. Kenny Walker says, don't forget about me, with a big emphatic slam. Now loose ball. And a tie-up possession arrow to Gainesville. Some fun action here.
Terrific basketball. Both teams are really playing hard. Wolfson won't give up. Here we see a little lob pass. Lawrence to Walker. Walker has the spring, and he's able to knock it down. And this guy is on fire, unconscious, fade away, legs out there, little world beat free action.
Nice spinning move, and I'll put that by Ori in 3. That guy ever in bad position?
He plays hard. I'm more impressed with how he works defensive end than the offensive end. There he is picking up a loose ball.
And a foul and a block call against the freshman Lawrence. That'll be number 4 on Antonio. Played with 3 fouls in this half. He picked up 3 in the first half. That's now his 4th. 5:48 to go. Gainesville leading by 20. Anthony Long took over the program 4 years ago. Benson's going to try one from 30. They get the rebound off the block and an easy shot off the backboard by Green.
Benson got a little bit carried away on that one.
He's really feeling it. The other way, Lawrence buries the 3. All of a sudden, this looks like an NBA game back to forth. Here comes Edwards. Edwards to the baseline, gets hammered by Nicholson. Wow, Benson was closer to midcourt than he was to the top of the key. He said, why not? I feel so good, I'm going to take it from here. And he was blocked out there.
Antonio Lawrence pulling up on the break, knows his team needs some 3-pointers. Nothing but net, but as you said before, Benson, that last one from a different zip code.
5:24 to go, and Gainesville's in control, leading by 19. We'll take a timeout right now. When we come back, we'll have the rest of the 5A state championship.
Welcome to Savannah Grand Reception and Conference Center, where dreams are made.
Next Sunday, March 14th, to catch the first of the Devil Rays spring training schedule as the Devil Rays host the Cleveland Indians in this spring training contest. Coverage starts at 1 o'clock right here on Sports Channel Florida. Well, Chris Benson, 6'2" senior, playing his final high school game, has lit it up with 7 3-pointers, 25 points, and the Hurricanes lead it by 19. Orion Green has 14. There's Benson. What a game this guy has had.
And he's contributed at the defensive end also. Don't let those 3-pointers fool you. This is a guy that has worked real hard in the front of their full-court press, created some key turnovers when that lead ballooned from a 7 or 8-point game to the 20 right now that it is.
Jerry Edwards makes the first. 6'4" junior. He'll be back, along with Gerald Fields and Orion Green, 3 juniors starting for this Gainesville team. Second one no good. So a 20-point game right now. Wolfson with 5:20 to go with the basketball. Lawrence, long three, no good. Eddie Walker with the rebound. Walker spinning. He gets fouled on the way up. It was about this time left in our first game this afternoon when I said Northwest Christian is going to take this championship in the Class A finals. Next thing we knew, Chaminade Catholic came back with a 20-1 run. Don't know if the Gainesville defense could allow a 20-1 run, but you never say never in these title games.
Well, you were right. Northwest Catholic did win. Northwest Christian did win, I should say. Yes. But I think this team defensively is just too tough. Very well trained, very competitive, sound. They don't gamble, they just play. They challenge shots, they protect the basket.
Walker cannot get the free throws to fall tonight. Now foul on the rebound. And the foul will go against Wolfson. Marcus Washington, second. So both teams with 4 fouls, 5:08 to go in this game. Edwards swings the left side. Pernell Brown into the game. This is Benson. He's been the guy we've been talking about, but now he gets the ball taken away. Nicholson to Smith. Lawrence fakes the three. Now he has the ball slipped out of his hands. Fakes the three, had a good look at it, but just had the wet ball go through the hands. Or a ball go through his wet hands, one or the other.
And Jerry Edwards involved in that play. Edwards has been a real unsung defensive hero tonight, matching up against Kenny Walker for a good portion of this game, giving up about 5 or 6 inches, but still battling inside, able to defend very effectively against a much bigger player.
Wolfson trying to hang around, down 20. They need a big run and in a hurry with 4.5 to go. Lawrence can carry that one around and out. But the rebound to Nicholson, offensive board. Nicholson no good, and that ball is hit to a Hurricane player. Coming out of the pack, and ahead of the floor is Edwards. He lays it in.
Love the way this team passes. Their front court players pass, their back court players always look to make the extra pass. And there's an extra pass right there for a little flush.
Eddie Walker making the highlight reels with a couple of alley-oop slams. He has a dozen, and now in the backcourt, a foul will be called against Aaron Smith. Still a 20-point game with 3:54 to go.
Neither team in the bonus yet, so once again, Gainesville's got to inbound the ball. Look at this extra pass, simple play made. McCray finding Jerry Edwards, and it's nice to see Jerry Edwards get rewarded for all the defensive effort he has put forth today with a chance to get a breakaway layup.
Foul in the backcourt with 3:52 to go. Well, if you're Bruce Rosebrock and you're looking at this game, you literally got hit by the Hurricanes. They came out and stormed him defensively. Rosebrock, the coach of Wolfson, has not seen many games like this, if any, this season. His team was in every game they played a nationally tough schedule. Rosebrock was named Class 5A Coach of the Year. But he is looking at something tonight in Gainesville that he probably hasn't seen in 10 years.
So you're saying Gainesville has rained on his parade? Throw a few more weather analogies in there.
We'll be back with a weather update where we continue from Lakeland as the 5A championship has 3:48 to go. It's Gainesville by 20.
Main Street betting.
Gainesville by 20, 3:48 to go in the game. Wolfson with the basketball. Lawrence triggers the Marcus Washington and we're back underway. The Wolfpack needs some baskets in a hurry. Smith will dial up a long one and hit it. That's a three. Wolfpack back to within 20, but now head of the floor, Fields, and he'll throw it up wisely. Fields waits for help, getting double team, ball's loose. Green comes down with this, a look to Scott, gives him go back to Scott, no one wants to shoot. And now, Hurricanes will take it back to the outside. Green, driving, dishes off, they'll bring it back out. Talk about discipline. Guys are 3 feet away from the basket, they're still not taking the shot. Now a good look, Scott defensive.
Beautiful basketball right there. Patience, poise, fighting traps, dribbling with authority, making the extra pass. Can't do much better than that.
That looks like a clinic, and now a block the other way by Green. Benson, 2-on-1. They're calling for a three. Short. That would have been number 8. Instead, Green, the offensive rebound. That guy is all over the place. Here's Smith. Smith to Walker. Good, and he was fouled. Eddie Walker trying to keep his team around. He'll go to the line to try and convert the three-point play. Walker has 14.
Aaron Smith penetrating on the break, finding Walker as a trailer. Nice dish off. Walker able to finish it. Cutting into the lead a little bit, but looks like it might be too little, too late.
Walker makes that free throw. He has struggled from the line tonight. He has 15. So it's a 16-point game with 2.5. Another steal. Smith all the way, and he is blocked nicely by McRae, who got back well. Who comes out with the ball? The ubiquitous one. Mr. Orius Green. And now the other way, the foul, as Fields went up strong.
Well, Gainesville has to be careful not to get too cute. Benson launching a few ill-advised, longer than necessary threes because he's feeling it. And then McRae, a little bit careless, dribbling the ball out by half court, not aware enough to expect people to be coming from behind to get into the play defensively. So Gainesville's got to tighten up just a little bit, keep their game face on, keep gritting their teeth as opposed to an early celebration.
Not only is he feeling it, but every time he gets the ball, half of the Lakeland Center is calling for a three-point shot. I mean, the whole crowd, whatever he touches, is saying, shoot! And he's usually obliging. 2:20 to go. Wolfson down 16. Walker. To Nicholson. Nicholson can't get him to go. Walker fighting hard. Stays with it. His final game as a high school player. Heading to Alabama next year. He has 17. Game back to a 14-point spread now. And a reach around by Walker picks up his first foul.
Walker trying for a steal. Fatigued. Reaching as opposed to trying to stay in front and allow some of his other teammates to get into the play defensively, perhaps flick the ball from behind, but tough matchup for Walker to try to contain a player like McRae, 45 feet from the hoop.
McRae, free throw, got it. Wilson team foul number 8. Gainesville shooting the 1-and-1. McRae has 9 points in the game. Doesn't get that roll. Walker with the rebound, but he's stripped by Benson. Now the ball is loose, and Walker comes out with it. Walker to Nicholson and Scott with a steal.
Glad he got it clean and didn't collide with anybody. We would have had the first fatal injury in a high school game.
Scott goes 280 and back up the Wolfpack. Down 15, a minute 40. They need to start launching threes. Here's one from Warren. No good. Rebound. Big Gainesville's Jerry Edwards. Benson inside the green. He'll take some time off the clock. Now a foul called against Aaron Smith. Stops the clock with 1:24. The Gainesville crowd subdued for now, but in a matter of seconds, they're going to start to sing and dance. And now they're starting to feel it. 84 seconds away.
Dorian Green, I can't say enough about this guy. He doesn't score a ton of points, but he plays the game the way it's supposed to be played. He makes the right play every time down the floor. Works at defensive end harder than he works at the offensive end. Plays with poise. This guy is a well-coached player with a natural feel for the game.
15 tonight. He had 24 in the semifinal win. Very interesting voting for the tournament MVP. Benson had 12 in the semifinal win. Benson has been unbelievable today with 27, including 7 threes. One of those two guys will win MVP. Back the other way, a three-point attempt by Wolfson's Carter Henderson, 6'3" junior into the game. And Gainesville's going to bring their starters off to a roaring ovation. Listen to the crowd as the 5 starters come off the floor. They're state champions for 98-99, and the crowd appreciates it. It's been since 1969 since the Gainesville Hurricanes have won a state championship. Anthony Long took over a program, and with help from guys like Chris Benson, has taken a team from 7-21 in his first year all the way to a state title game in his 4th year. He's had his guards playing since their freshman year together. McRae and Benson have been with them on the varsity since their first year. 4 years together, 7-21, hard practices, hard work, dedication, and Anthony Long and his team can celebrate in 1 minute and 3 seconds.
Well, this is a team that hasn't just developed this season. This is, as you just mentioned, years of work, building a team, training these players. These guys don't just practice during the season. These are kids that play ball all year long. Their team goes away and plays various basketball team camps and competes against the best in the state. So these are guys that love to play, and they've been taught how to play the game the right way. So you really have to give an awful lot of credit, not only to the players, but to the coaches at Gainesville.
Some of those kids that have worked so hard on the floor now. Josh Benson at the free throw line makes 1. Josh is a 6'9" junior. Joe Henley's also out there, number 32. Eric Wilcox, a 6'5" junior. There's a three-pointer up and good by Carter Henderson for Wolfson. In the game for Gainesville as well with the basketball. Darling, 6'2" freshman. 3 the other way by Josh Benson. So Chris Benson's not the only Benson that can hit a 3. As Josh buries 1. Also in the game for Gainesville, Elijah Hooker, number 33. He's a 6'5" junior. That wild shot is no good. And with 29.1 seconds to go, Gainesville with a 17-point lead.
From downtown, Benson and Benson. Sounds like a law firm. But they're 3-point specialists.
Anthony Long, the head coach, turned 30 years old just last week. This is the 30-year anniversary of the Gainesville 1969 championship. They have never won a tournament game, let alone get to the Final Four since 1969. But 30 years later, they are going to win another state championship. We're under 10. Cross-court pass. And out of bounds with 4-7. Wolfson ends up 31-4. Kenny Walker will end up at Alabama next year. But Gainesville is your 1998-1999 Class 5A champions. The Hurricanes have done it.
What a contrast. A happy group of Gainesville Purple Hurricanes, a dejected group of Wolfson Wolfpack players, but that's what happens. Someone's got to win, someone's got to lose, but these two teams have had spectacular seasons.
Gainesville won the very first championship to the Florida High School Activities Association 1923. They win again in 69, 30 years later, their 3rd state crown. Back with more from Lakeland right after this.